At ease, it's your boy Soul Immortal. On my last video, there were a number of you that requested that I, dive deeper into this whole high value male topic, right? Or conversation. And I want to dive more into that, right? But before I do that, I want to speak to a few things real quick. When I made that last video, I clearly spoke about Kevin Samuels, right? I clearly said that, first off, I haven't watched enough videos of Kevin Samuels to really make a determination to really speak bad on that brother. I'm not subscribed to Kevin Samuels. I don't watch his lives. But when I do see him on different platforms, Joe Budden, Vlad, and a few other he's been on, I watch those, right? Not only do I watch them, I think that I've given them all a thumbs up. When I hear that brother speak on certain things, do I agree with everything he's saying? No. But at least 70%, maybe plus, of the information he's putting out about the black family, about marriage, about repairing, I'm in agreement with, right? I have nothing salty to say about brother Kevin Samuels. And I think that I made that clear last time. But for some reason, you brothers want to jump in a comment and be like, oh, well, you're going against this, and you're going to, Kevin Samuels this, like you're trying, And I'm like, where are these brothers? Like, didn't I just tell these brothers? I clearly said, man, I would love to see that brother even hitting Oprah status. I would love to see that brother even speaking at the White House if that's his purpose. You got to understand something. Whether I like it or not, or anybody that hates Kevin Samuels or anybody else, you have to understand that he's representing everyone. I am representing everyone. Just like rappers are representing all of us. So if I got enough brothers out there with gold teeth and big chains and talking about certain things representing me, I'm not going to hate on a brother that's wearing a suit, well-spoken, representing me as well. So again, I have no static, no beef with Kevin Samuels or anybody talking about this whole high value thing. I clearly said that Samuels is the spokesperson, from what I can tell, when it comes to this high value message. But even Samuels himself said that, this is not something I created. This is beyond, this started way before me, right? So when I say that this high value message is bullshit, I'm not saying that a specific man is, I'm saying the message is bullshit. So I'm saying all that just to say, all you brothers that are, that are solid Samuels followers, get off the gas, man. Get off the gas. I'm not after your boy, or whatever. So that's one thing, right? Two, a couple of you brothers made a statement in the last video. And you said, and I'm assuming it's a few of you brothers that made it just chimed in. You were saying things like, oh, well, clearly this brother is just hating on high value men. Clearly this brother is a man, without resources. And I'll be honest, that is a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. I mean, I get on YouTube, I get in front of this camera, I wear the same black, $10, $20 t-shirts. I wear the same fitted hats. I wear the same, Russell Simmons chain that was discontinued in 2009. And I have the nerve to talk about high value men, right? Is what you're saying, right? Clearly, I'm a man that lacks resources. Well, brothers, apparently you haven't been following me long enough. Of course, I'm not a guy that's trying to, that talks money, that talks, bling bling and all that stuff. But clearly, since over the last few years, you haven't documented my life, which I'm clearly transparent about things. So just to fill you new brothers in a nutshell, in 2009, I started a trucking company, Straight Path Trucking. That was my first time ever making over $100,000. And pretty much since then, I've been consistently making $100,000. Right now, there's been some downfall where, I've had some rough years, economy, poor decisions. But over the last, since 09, 100,000 is pretty much the standard, right? Because that's what y'all want to hear, right? That's what's going to validate my word about this whole high value thing, right? I don't talk money a lot. I talk mainly, freedom. You know, so I'm a man that wakes up at whatever time I want to on a daily basis, brothers, which is normally about 3:30. You know, I don't care what time it is. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what holiday it is. And the reason for that is because, one, I don't report to no religious sector, nor do I report to some man that I have to clock into, right? So again, I promote freedom. I have a very healthy portfolio. You know, of course, if y'all have listened to the recipe, Beautiful Faces of Evil, and some other things I put together, you know, my courses alone have supplemented more than, you know, the six-figure salary that I walked away from, you know. I mean, because this is what y'all want to hear, right? Like if I'm not telling you this stuff, then my word about the high value man is null and void, right? This is what you want to hear, all right? What? Well-traveled, you know. I've spent some time in the Middle East, Saudi, you know, Kuwait, Africa. You know, I've walked the pyramids. I've walked Table Mountain in South Africa and a number of other places. So the passport stays stamped. I'm 2020 in the garage, right? You know, I'm chilling in a 4,000 foot moderate crib, theater, reading room, excess bedrooms. You know, but the bedrooms aren't for me. You know, the bedrooms are for my guests that come and stay, right? You know, some of your favorite YouTubers have stayed here. You know, some of my subscribers have stayed here. Matter of fact, a brother that I met, you know, through my Patreon has stayed here and even documented. I'll leave a link for y'all to check that out, right? Because this is what you want to hear, right? Soul has to have so many, you know, assets or whatever. I gotta be stunting on somebody for my word to be valid about this whole high value thing, right? What else? Single father. You know, I'm a single father. You know, I don't have kids running around the street. I got one son, and instead of him living miles away, me seeing him on Christmas and Thanksgiving, he stays with me. I take care of him on a daily basis. All right. What else? Status. You brothers say that a man has to have status. So I'll be getting on a plane here in a few hours, flying first class to Florida. I'll be meeting with a few brothers, man, that I look at as mentors. One of them is a millionaire. One of them is right on the verge of being a millionaire. And these brothers are pretty much showing me the game on how to get me to that seven-figure mark, right? Now, in exchange, these brothers like diving in my mind. They want to know more about the spiritual side of things. They want to know more about transmutation. They want to know more about the things that I talk about in the recipe. That's what I call iron sharpening iron, right? So I'll leave Orlando, and I'll be traveling down south to Fort Lauderdale, where I'll be attending the Royal Ball by King Yahweh, a man worth $300+ million. VIP status, be special guest. Then I'll be staying at the Honeycomb Hideout, what I call it, spot that I stayed on a regular, on the beach, overlooking the beach, $600-700 a night, depending on what night it is. Because this is what y'all want to hear. You know what I'm saying? If soul is not talking about the bells and whistles of life, then apparently what I'm talking about, when I'm talking about the high value men, is null and void. That's what I don't understand. See, the thing is this, guys. You know, all these little boxes that you created, you know, for this high value male, I checked these boxes, and I'm still saying that the high value male theory is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, what I'm saying, guys, is that this whole high value male movement it simply comes down to being a false sense of security. Let me explain.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
So why am I saying that this whole high value male thing is simply a false sense of security, right? Because what we're saying is this. We're saying that if a man is making $40,000 to $50,000 a year, and this man is, you know, a solid, upstanding brother in his community. He's helping the youth. He's doing all these positive things to be an example, an ideal man. We're calling this brother a low value male, right? Now what we're saying is, if this same man, you know, at some point in time crosses the 6-figure threshold for an extended amount of time, if we're saying that you know, he rubs elbows with certain people and hits a certain level of a certain status level, amongst other things, then now he's a high value man. You know, we're saying that when he's low value, you know, this man is going to be subject to getting the women that are, you know, 6 or lower, right? And we're saying that once he's high value, he'll be able to get the, you know, the 7, 8s, 9s, and dimes, right? Now I'm gonna tell you why this is a false sense of security. Because see, what we think as men, we think that it's the women that are looking at this and creating this criteria. Women aren't looking at that as hard as we think they are. I'm telling you guys, what we're doing it comes down to a man confidence, and it really comes down to something that's working inside of a man. See, it's not the woman that's putting you in this high value male status. It's you as a man. Because what you're saying is, and this is something I've experienced, what the thing is, you're putting your confidence in achieving these goals. You know what I'm saying? In other words, if you're making $40K a year, you don't feel like you're good enough to talk to certain women. You don't think you're good enough to be in certain places, but I'm telling you, brother, you are. And you buy, you end up getting a bigger salary. You buy the cars, the house, the jewels, whatever you do, and all of a sudden you say, okay, now I'm high value. But to be honest, that woman is looking at you the exact same. Again, it's you that's putting that energy in that. You didn't have the confidence before that to do it, and now that you have these bells and whistles, you do. And I know you're saying, oh, so it don't work like that, man. The society, da-da-da-da. If I'm lying, then how do you explain the whole Pookie and Ray Ray situation? How do you explain that? How do you explain a large number of women wanting these OG, wanting these thugs? You got some of these guys that have been on the block selling nickel rocks for 20 years. And women, bad women, some of the dimes are still wanting to mess with these, what you call low-level, wannabe thug brothers. How do you explain that? Even the brother that was going to prison, the dude with the funny eyes, the jawline, they call him Prison Bay, a couple of years. All the women were craving this brother going to jail. This brother didn't have a pot to piss in. And they said this brother had letters coming in left and right. I believe he got out and married some celebrity. How do you explain that? You know what I'm saying? See, you have to understand. You have to understand how women work. You really have to understand female nature. And I've said this a million times. See, we think that when women gravitate to the brothers with the Lambos and the certain clothes and the jewelry, we think that women want those things. Most women have no desire to have those things. What women are doing, women are gravitated to the source of those things, or what they think is the source. But when you brothers go into this high value mindset, you really don't have that source. You have the bells and whistles. So yeah, women are coming left and right, and some women are attracted to that, but they'll soon get there and they're like, okay, you know what, this is fun and riding in a Lambo is cool, but you're still lacking that. You're still lacking that masculinity, and that's why you have all the. I'll say this. I guarantee you have more women that are with high value, wealthy men that are cheating with the Pookies and Ray Rays than there are women with the Pookies and Ray Rays that are cheating with high value men. I don't have a stat, but I guarantee you that, because you have to understand how the minds of women work. Again, what women are attracted to is that source, and that source is you. It's not the bells and whistles, So let's talk about women. Let's talk about women for a second, right? Now once I tapped into self, once I understood what it was that women were attracted to, I started slowly seeing the world different, right? Now, you know, you heard me talk about the 5 and 95% women, you know, a number of years ago. I'll say maybe 2018, I was talking about that. And I'll be honest, when I first started talking about the 5% woman, the thing is, I hadn't experienced the 5% woman yet. I wasn't vibrating there yet. But the thing is, I had separated myself away from the old me enough to see her. I can see how women move, but I wasn't on that vibration yet, right? So over time, when I healed myself and found my truth and became a 5% man, brother, I'm telling you, I began to attract a completely different woman. And I'll tell you now, man, the women that I attract now, the women that I spend quality time with now, brother, they are night and day, you know, compared to the women that I used to spend time with. Like, I used to spend time with these women that y'all are referring to, you know, women that like the high value man, you know what I'm saying? And what I understand now is those were the 95% women. The women I spend time with now, man, are completely different. You know, very few women that I talk to are into having, you know, the big bags. You know, they aren't wearing any designer things. And they're all about pouring into brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, you know, because and it's still like me trying to get out of this old mindset. You know, when I date a woman, man, you know, I do nice things. Even when I'm single, I like going to nice restaurants. I like going to nice places. I like doing nice things. And what I noticed real quick, man, you know, I'm hitting nice restaurants, and I'll be like, hey, you know what, tonight let's go hit so and so. You know, we're gonna be at the so and so. And these women will be like, well, like, why are we going out to eat again? Like let's go to the store. Let me cook you something. Like, let me do this for you, or let's go to eat this cheaper spot. Let's do this. It's a different mindset, right? It's all about pouring. I'm telling you, it's a completely different breed of women, guys. And that's what I'm trying to get guys to, you know, to identify. That one thing, we're still looking at low vibrational level if we feel like we have to have this status. I remember I was dating this. I was involved with this young lady, right? And we had been dating for a number of months, lots of quality time together. And one day she came and we were sitting there talking. We were getting ready to go to an event in a few days, right? We had a few days left before we were going to this event. And she came to me and she said, I want to ask you a question. I'm like, what's up? And she acted like it was this serious ordeal. And she said, can you get my nails done? And I was like, can I get your nails done, right? And I was in my mind, this is what was going through my mind, brothers. This is what shocked me. Up until that point, me and this young lady had been dating for months. Up until that point, this young lady had never asked me for a single thing. The entire time she was pouring in, and what I mean by pouring into me, this young lady was responsible for me making thousands of dollars in a 60, 90-day period. Thousands of dollars. I'm talking about whether it's YouTube ideas, whether it's critiquing something I've done, whether it's playing a major part in some course I was building. She was responsible for thousands of dollars, and she was asking me, could I get her nails done? You know, I don't know what nails cost. You know, $30, $50, $100. You know, and I'm like, wow, like. And I'm telling you, brothers, there's a completely different breed of women. And I think a lot of what we're dealing with, you know, thinking this whole high value male thing, it's still because we're entertaining low vibrational women. I think we're still, identifying and still entertaining low vibrational women. So we feel like, we can't even step into our true selves, again, because of the unknown. But I'm telling you, brother, it's a completely different breed of women out there. You know, brothers, instead of being high value men, we need to focus on being 5% men. We need to focus on being rare men on this planet. What's the difference? The difference is, the rare brother, the 5%, the 1% man, yeah, he's still getting the bag. He's still trying to get the bells and the whistles and the trinkets of this world. But the difference is that man puts no part of his identity. He puts no part of his value in these things. He's able to separate it. He's able to lead with himself. He's able to live with his purpose and say, you know what? He's able to tap into his masculinity, is what I'm saying. And then you got to think about the destruction this is causing. Look on the last video, man. Look at the number of brothers that were saying things like yeah, man, I used to watch this high value male stuff, but it was just jacking my self-esteem up. I'm not making this up. Go take a look at it, right? Think about what we're saying. Think about the percentage of men that are making $100,000 or more. What we're saying is, you know what? There's a whole legion of brothers that are upstanding men, that are solid, smart thinking men, that are successful men, that are low value. Who in the hell taught y'all that? And why in the hell did y'all accept it? Brother, if you wanna, I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm not sitting there trying to, speak some hype speech. That person you wanna be, that energy you wanna be in, brother, you can be in that energy now. Don't put that energy on a dollar bill in your bank account. Don't put it on the square footage of your home. Don't put it on the size of your vehicle. Don't put any of that energy in in other words, don't wait till you accumulate these things to say, you know what, now I have that value. You have that value now. If you want that dime piece, you can have her now because she's not looking at those bells and whistles. Not as much as you think, man. I'm telling you, man, it's a whole nother world when you get outside of this BS mentality that's being preached. And again, like I said last video, it's not y'all's fault. It's my fault. It's my fault, and brothers like me, brothers my age. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, guys, all I'm saying is be great. Step into your greatness now. Stop being sheep and following the latest trend. One day it's, oh, everybody's an alpha male. The next day, oh, I gotta be a high value male. Guys, be your own man. And I'm telling you, whatever world you desire, whatever energy you desire, you are that already.